Hello everyone, it's me, Kristen Marie, back here with another one. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and if you're not already subscribed, you already know what to do. Like this video anytime throughout to let me know if this is content you like to see, or comment below your questions, your own experiences, where you're at in your journey. We'd love to hear about it and be able to support you here in this community. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So I'm sure you've seen on my Instagram, and I've posted some shorts of the experience that I had recently going to the SkinScript Skincare Reboot class in Chandler, Arizona. I wanted to go a bit more into detail about what to expect and just more overall my review for the class and any suggestions that I might have for SkinScript, as well as just some new information that I learned about SkinScript. In a sense, this is kind of an updated SkinScript review. I'm sure you guys have noticed that I've been partnering with them a lot lately, and it has just been such a beautiful partnership because it's just been organic. I mean, I've used SkinScript since the beginning of my solo esthetician career. It's just been a joy working with them, to be honest. It's just seamlessly fit into, I feel like, my mission and my purpose as an esthetician, and I feel like I fit in with their purpose and mission as a company. Thank you again, SkinScript, for giving me that opportunity to come to your corporate office and just experience it in person, and I'm just so excited to see what's next. And I wanted to also give you the opportunity watching this to use this video as a safe space for you to provide any feedback that you have for SkinScript. I really want to see SkinScript improve and thrive. I would appreciate if you keep your comments constructive, but I had the joy of having dinner with the marketing team one of the nights that I was there, and there's a lot of really exciting things coming. Like any company, any person in this industry, you're always going to grow. And I think that's my first point that I wanted to drive with talking about this class, is just that you never will know it all. I don't care how experienced you are in this industry, whether you're new, whether you're seasoned, whether you've been in the industry for 15 plus years, there is always something to learn. And I've definitely taken it upon myself to keep learning and to keep growing. The Skincare Reboot class really is meant for the more beginner esthetician, or maybe your cosmetologist who is trying to get more familiar with facials, or you're a nurse wanting to get into the aesthetic world. Even though it is technically, I feel like, formulated for a beginner, I do think that if you are a seasoned esthetician, that you still could gain a lot of value from going to this class. So I went into the course feeling like, okay, I'm here to just, absorb whatever I can absorb. And yes, a lot of the information was information that I've heard before. I always have known that there is always so much more to learn. And I think what really made the class just fantastic was the teacher, Miss Tina. Tina is a esthetician of 10 plus years. She's also a massage therapist, has experience with spiritual and chakra healing. She's also been working with SkinScript for several years now. She's worked with the founder. She's a part of the product development. She's part of creating protocols. She is one part of the big brain there at SkinScript for making it what it is. And so it was just such an honor to learn from her and to hear just her own personal anecdotes with clients and her own knowledge and experience. And I think that going to just see a teacher teach a class, you're always going to gain something. So even though, yes, I have been in the industry for 6+ years, I still gained so much value going to that class. Now, does it have to be that class? No. You could take, they have a variety of other classes that they offer. They have a master class. They have the superficial chemical peel class. It's just one day. I honestly think any class that you go to take at SkinScript is going to be valuable. I felt like I created a little bond when I was at the Skincare Reboot class, because we were there for 3 days. So you really get to know the people that you are in class with. There's people coming from all over, from California, from Alabama, in our class, and I feel like I made some really meaningful connections. And I love that about going and taking continuing education classes in person, because you form bonds. And I think as a solo SC or business owner, you kind of get trapped in your little bubble sometimes, and you forget, that there's other people out there kind of doing the same thing you're doing. And it's really fun and uplifting to connect with people that are also in the same position as you or pursuing the same goals as you. And I don't know, I love being around people who are just starting in this industry. I don't know, there's something about someone who has just graduated SC school or someone who's just getting into aesthetics that just excites me. It makes me feel like that genuine excitement that I had when I first started, because I think as you know, you get a little more seasoned in this industry, sometimes you know, you start dealing with kind of the nuances that come with this industry, you know, with dealing with clients, with you know, managing a business. I mean, there's a lot of strain that comes with being in this position, but also we have to bring ourselves back kind of to that fresh mindset that we had when we first started. And so I love being around people who are just getting started because they're excited, they're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, they can't wait to get started, and they're just eager to learn. And I just encourage you that if you're watching this and you're a seasoned SD like me or have been in the industry even longer, to, you know, keep in touch with that almost like inner spark that you had when you first started, because that is what's going to keep you going and keep you learning and growing. And so it was great being in the presence of those people and making those connections. Also, just being at the SkinScript office in person, just being able to see where the magic happens. You know, it's one thing to, you know, look at, you know, their manual or a product and, you know, that's it, right? But to really be able to see the faces and hands and process that goes into creating these things, it just makes you have a deeper appreciation for when you receive that package or when you're applying that product on your client's skin. I had the joy of getting a little tour of the warehouse at SkinScript, which they actually are in a newer building. I believe they've been there for a couple years now, but they had started in a really small space. When they first started, it was they were saying that it was as big as the conference room that we were in, that they were, you know, packaging things and taking phone calls and putting together protocols and products, and now they're in this huge space with multiple sections and a really beautiful space, honestly. Also too, so for those of you who may not know, and I know I haven't mentioned this in another video before, that SkinScript does offer pro bundles. They have, you know, a tier 1, tier 2, 3, and then the peel. Now they are offering the pro peel bundle. And when you go to the SkinScript training, you will also get a discount off of your order with them that you can place in person. So you don't have to take it with you in person, but you can have it shipped to you and you'll receive that at a discount. I believe it's 10%. Don't hold me to that because that could change in the future, but I believe at our training it was 10%. And actually most companies do that at their in-person training, so it would be a good idea if you need to order products to wait until you attend the program so that you can receive a discount right there in person and get your items sent to you when you get home. And you will receive a certification when you are done with the Skincare Reboot class or any of the classes that you take. The Skincare Reboot class did come with 2 certifications because the third day was the superficial chemical peel training. So expect to receive 2 certifications from that. And if you guys have seen my room before, you've seen that I hang up all my certs because I'm proud of them. I think it's really important to keep expanding your knowledge and show your clients that you are also invested in your education. And you will also, of course, receive this very hefty binder full of materials that they provided. Things like the catalog and product recommendation sheet, client intake forms, protocols, and then they give actual PowerPoint slides in the binder as well of what Miss Tina went over for all 3 days. You might think, oh, well, okay, well, don't they have a learning center? Like, I can just go on their learning center and, you know, watch the training, right? And get the slides from there, get the protocols from there. Well, like I've seen with a lot of the continuing education classes that I've taken, they go over so much more in person. Yes, online is great. It's a wonderful thing that we have technology to be able to learn and meet virtually and stuff, but in person, there's just, again, something about being in person, having that hands-on experience as well, because the course does come with a bit of hands-on practice. All 3 of the days that you're there, you will be hands-on working on your classmates, so come ready to receive treatment on your skin, and if you want, also a chemical peel. So be sure to be prepping your skin before the training and not doing any of, the things that would contraindicate the service if you want to receive a treatment. But yes, there's a huge difference to when you attend the class in person. I think people are much more likely to ask questions in person. When you're online, I think, and I'm guilty of it as well, I will put on the training video, or I'll, be on the Zoom call, and you're kind of multitasking, right? Like, you're kind of doing other stuff. You might be on your phone a little bit. Like, nobody's watching what you're doing. And also, it's just different being in front of a screen. I think you guys all know that being in front of a screen is just so much different. And in person, I feel like, at least for me, I ask a lot more questions when I'm sitting in the front row, face to face with the teacher, and something is burning on my mind. I've learned, ask the question, because I guarantee you somebody else is wondering the same exact thing that you're wondering. And so it's great to be able to have discussion. And I do feel like, as much as, Miss Tina went over all these slides, it was a discussion. I didn't feel like at any point I was just sitting there kind of like, okay, when is this going to be over? Like, the days just flew by. And I really appreciate that when I go to a training and it's just keeping my attention the whole time. And I do feel like, she expanded much more than what was just on these slides. Of course, I wrote a ton of notes that I reviewed afterwards, and I definitely recommend for any training to review your notes, like either the night of or when you get home, so that your brain can really solidify the information after you learn it. But yeah, I wrote a ton of notes in here. I will kind of generally go over what was talked about in the training in just a little bit here. But yes, I do feel like in person, it just has a different energy. There's more discussion. Of course, if you want to attend this training, you can look on SkinScript's website under the Education tab. You do have to have an account to be able to see pricing and sign up, and you do need to have your license to attend this class. But I know on the website it does kind of just give a broad overview of what to expect. I would suggest SkinScript if maybe you could expand a little bit more on the class itself on the website, just so that if somebody is going to be investing into coming to Chandler and be there for 3 days, I think that I probably would have wanted a bit more information on the website about what was going to be covered, but I got you, because I'm about to go over some more details. Before we do that, I also would suggest that if you are coming from out of state, that you go to Arizona for like a day or two before and explore. You guys can check it out on my Instagram. I went and explored Scottsdale for a couple of days. I got to stay with my student. I have actually been to Arizona before, but I'd gone, with someone I was seeing at the time with my son, and we went all over. We went to Sedona, we went to, Horseshoe Bend and whatnot, but I didn't really spend a whole ton of time in Scottsdale or in Chandler. Definitely not Chandler. And Chandler is really close to all of those places, by the way. So I would suggest going to Arizona, making a little trip out of it. I decided to rent a car and drive around and go to Old Town Scottsdale and just explore and see it as a work vacation. And when you go and attend this training, you can write off the entire trip as a write-off. Take advantage of that. And Arizona, I think, has a lot to see. Great restaurants. It was beautiful weather when I went, so October was a great time to go. Of course, if you go in the summer, it's going to be a lot hotter, but I believe from like October to the springtime is when the weather is pretty nice. And I will say, cost-wise, it wasn't the cheapest vacation I've been on, but it wasn't the most expensive either. I spent I believe around $400 for the hotel for the 3 nights that I stayed in a hotel, and for car rental maybe about $200 to $300, and then activities wise and food, I mean, maybe spent like, again, maybe $200 to $200 or so. Probably could go to LA and spend the same amount, or be in San Francisco for a weekend and spend the same amount if I stayed, in a hotel or something. So I really don't feel like Arizona was wildly more expensive than another destination. They had some beautiful resorts there too, so if you want to go and check out some of the resorts there. I got a resort pass one of the days, and I went with Mariah Esty to the Princess Hotel and just vegged out and hung out and had some fun. And it was great. Honestly, as you can hear and see in my face, how much I loved going. And I really honestly cannot wait to go back. So much more to come. I'm so excited. But anyways, okay, let's get into really quickly what, a little bit more specifically what you can expect in the class. So day one, of course, she went over the history of the company, a little bit more about the founder, kind of what their core values are for the company. Then we went over things like client consultation, intake forms, skin analysis, and professional product knowledge. The client consultation and skin analysis, I mean, we took a bit of time discussing this. She answered all the questions I think that you would have if you were new to aesthetics or just got licensed. We went over things like how to identify characteristics of the skin textures, skin tone, what Fitzpatrick classification is, skin types, different types of acne, and then we dove into that professional product knowledge. Even though I've used SkinScript enzymes and masks for years now, I still learn new things. And I think that's another great thing about attending a training is that when you hear from an instructor, someone who's been working for the company and has used their products and has formulated the products, they're able to give you a bit more insight to how you can mix and match things and what can be used for what. And when you don't go to a training and you're just looking at the manual, you're thinking, okay, I need to follow it like step 1, step 2, step 3, and I remember when I first got started, it was like I was so rigorous with like, okay, I need to do this exactly the way it is. And so going to the training really made me a bit more comfortable with these products, knowing and seeing like how much more versatility there are to these products and ways that they can be used. And so this part definitely made me feel a bit more confident using their enzymes and masks and what skin types they're good for, things like that. Getting into day 2, we went into the classic facial as far as timing. So she went over like how long each section of a facial should take, just a general one, knowing more about exfoliants, contraindications, facial aftercare, your treatment room, things like sanitation and setup, and then we did facial trades. And I forgot to mention, day 1 we did do a little facial trade, but it was more focused on the client consultation piece and skin analysis, and we just did a basic double cleansing and applied moisturizer, and that was it. We really just focused on that first part of the facial, and then the second day we did a full facial exchange. We got to choose what we wanted. Actually, they gave us a little like this where we got to circle what we wanted put on our skin. So if there's something that you've been wanting to try on your own skin from SkinScript, then feel free to take advantage of that time in the training where you can have, you know, one of those products put on your skin. We got to do that. Miss Tina also, before each time we exchanged services on each other, she did show us a bit of like technique just on the doll head and just talk through kind of some of her do's and don'ts and techniques and whatnot. I will say though, there was no overview about extractions. So I did talk to Miss Tina about this, and I said, I think a lot of newbies, at least in the trainings that I have provided in the past, really want more guidance with extractions. And so I did suggest that, you know, maybe they could throw that in there. Not sure if they will, but I didn't feel like there really was a lot of time for it. So if you want to learn more about extractions, I don't think this class is really going to cover that too much. But just wanted to throw that out there so you guys kind of know that they don't really go over that part too much. And then day 3 was the superficial chemical peel class. So I have watched the online trainings. I do feel like this one was a bit more in depth than the online training. We went over just the different types of acids. We went over what each peel that they offer, what it's good for, how it's to be used, setting client expectations. Small improvements lead to greater results. And so that was one of my bigger takeaways from that day. Also to continue to analyze someone's skin and make sure that they're a good candidate for chemical peels. She really reminded me about that. Yeah, they showed some like before and afters of, you know, some of the peels that they've administered on clients and people who work at the company, and I was really excited, honestly. I do feel like after the training, I was going home more energized, more confident that what I was going to be offering to my clients using these products, that I just felt more confident. I felt excited, you know, because chemical peel season, as you've seen, I've been posting some videos about it, is right around the corner. If not, we're already in it. And I am going to be offering some of my clients the Skin Script series. So more to come on that. My review about the Skin Script peels and the results that we're seeing from that. I'm also going to be receiving it on my own skin. And yeah, I'm really excited to share that with you. I really just have nothing negative to say about it, to be honest. It was 100% worth the time and money spent going over there. And I do truthfully believe that it would be worth your own time and money to check it out, especially if you're a Skin Script partner and you love them just as much as I do. Also too, I would suggest if you go with a group of friends, but don't be afraid to go by yourself, because I think that might help you get out of your comfort zone a little bit more. And we don't ever want to wait on anybody else to make a decision. If you have it in your heart to go and attend a Skin Script training, don't hesitate. I went by myself and I had a great old time and made new friends, and yeah, I'm excited to go back. Other tips to leave you off with, I would definitely suggest staying at I believe it's the Regency Inn, that's like in walking distance of Skin Script. I did just look it up earlier. No, it's called the Quality Inn. Quality Inn is right next door to the right next door to the Skin Script office. I had stayed at the DoubleTree Hilton just a few miles away, and it was not good. Do not stay there. And also the Ubers kind of take forever over there, so it would be in your best interest to just stay right next to the Skin Script office. It's not going to be anything fancy. Like I said, if you want to experience fancy, then go stay in Scottsdale or Phoenix a couple of days before the training to get your little fix in, because yeah, Chandler is definitely a little more quaint. And we did have a good time though. We had some good meals there. Skin Script also provides you with delicious food while you're there. So you guys better go sign up, because I'm gonna suggest to Skin Script that they raise the prices on that training. But just the value that I got from that class and 3 days worth of food and snacks and information and just good vibes and hands-on experience, y'all need to raise that price, okay? I'm not, you know, it doesn't need to be crazy, but I'm gonna suggest that you guys raise that price. So before Skin Script heeds my advice, you guys better go and take this training before they raise the price, because everybody's gonna be flooding in after hopefully they see this video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I have, again, so much more coming for you. I am working on some things for you guys, and I cannot wait to share with you. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and I will see you back here for another one. And until then, stay safe. I love you. Bye.